So silver has absolutely crashed out. Whether people want to admit it or not, a 25% move down at the very least on an asset in literally no time is definitely a crash, and it was super overextended. We've been talking about it for weeks on my channel. I was talking about the bearish divergences. I was talking about the resistances at $80 to $82. We called it out. We called out the top, and it absolutely smacked into it and just absolutely dropped. We talked about it inside of NORDIC Alpha, and that's what's happened. So now I'm going to explain to you why this crash is happening and why it's likely to continue downward, because let's be real, this CME margin, it didn't dump the market, okay? The Shanghai narrative, it's not what you think. And let's be real, there's no supply crunch. That's breaking news, and I know that's gonna make a lot of people mad, but I'm gonna shoot all of that stuff in the proverbial foot, and I'm gonna show you where I think silver could be potentially going. If you don't know who I am Drew Wolfer. I am a pro trader with a 91.5% documented and live tracked win rate inside of 2025 alone on gold and silver, right? I have the majority of my net worth in physical gold and silver. So I am a gold and silver bull, and I want to see it do well, but I want to see both of them go up in the trajectory and the healthy market that they should. And right here is where the silver needs to have a nice little pullback. And in my opinion, needs to go down to about 57 bucks. I'll show you on the charts why I think that, and we'll take it from there. And then I'll also show you the upside targets on silver as well, because I do definitely think silver's probably going to go up to about 90 bucks after we get that nice little shed, and then it's probably going to crack 100 and shoot to about 120 to 130 relatively quickly after that into 2026. Same thing with gold. Once gold cracks that $4,600 range, it's going to smack up to that $5,000 range and then just start blasting up. Gold's got a nice floor at $4,000 right now, so it's nothing that people need to be like super shaky about, but let's talk about everything that's happening inside of the markets. And if you want the actual trades that I give out, because you're probably like thinking like, oh, Drew's been shorting silver. The funny part is that our last 5 trades inside of NORDIC Alpha have been day trade longs, and we've won every single one of them. And our last long was actually at the all-time high. It was pretty wild. And then we had a long right before that from about $60 to about 64 bucks. And that's when I started talking about 2 weeks ago about silver probably going to be potentially topping here. And this is why. Because all these narratives are the reason why the market is crashing and why it will continue to crash, because they keep feeding you these narratives because institutions are getting out. Okay, if you follow the money and you follow the narratives, and the institutions are the one that control the narratives and the media and news, you'll understand that they're the ones that are selling into you right now, and that you are the retail buyers, the dumb money that are buying it, and you're going to get dumped on, which you already have 2 times, right? So let's talk about the CME margin first. First and foremost, CME margin, it has precedent. 2011, they raised margins 5 times in 2 weeks, okay? Silver dropped by 35% in 2 weeks. Then it dropped by 50% in about 3 months after that, and then ultimately it bottomed out at about a 75% drop, okay? It dropped from 50 to 33 in 2 weeks. Do you know where silver would be if we dropped 35% right now from the high? 57 bucks. I'll show it to you on the charts. But anyways, I want to show you also really quick that drop on the charts, okay? Because it's serious, okay? So here is the drop from the actual CME, the 5 times that they raised margin requirements, right here, 35%. Then over the next couple of months, it dropped about 47%, and then ultimately it bottomed out at about a 75% shed. Okay, now do I think we're going down 75%? No, no shot, dude. No shot. Not a chance. But could we definitely get a 35 to 50% shed? Yeah, 100%. I'm not saying we're even going to get 50%, to be honest with you, because that would take us down to like 41 bucks. I don't think we're going there. If we go there, it's going to be a long-term bear market, okay? Because if you want to know where the floor is, you got to get into NORDIC Alpha, because I don't give away that type of sauce for free on the internet. It's $29 a month. It's less than $1 a day. Get in there. Get in where you fit in, man. I've called the top on gold twice this year. I've called the top on silver twice this year. Even if you're a long-term investor, it's probably nice to know where the tops and bottoms are on these assets, right? So from a pro that's been doing this for 10 years, has a live track documented win rate. Get in there. Worst case scenario, you subscribe for a month. You decide it's not for you. No harm, no foul. No love lost, no love found, right? Now, here's the thing about the CME thing. If I'm CME, I would do exactly what I did in 2011. They've already raised the margin twice thus far. A lot of people think, Oh, it's because they're trying to kill the Shanghai price. Dude, they don't care about the Shanghai price. They don't care. They don't have to catch up to the Shanghai price. You're seeing it right now. Shanghai, Japan, they're like, oh, we're going to price ours at $130. Surprise, surprise that Shanghai, like literally China, a communist nation, is manipulating prices. Wow, I'm so super surprised about that. And surprise, surprise, that London and the US sovereign nations aren't allowing that to direct the prices of gold and silver, right? So in any case, I've digressed. The CME margin, if I am the CME, I know I have a bunch of dummies coming into the market. Dumb money, retail money, idiots, people that have never traded a day in their life, people that know nothing about silver, people that know nothing about derivatives markets, paper markets, futures markets, margin, leverage, none of that stuff. So when those types of people come in, as they did in 2011, it's the exact same. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, it's so different this time. No, it's not. It's all the same. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. When those people come in, you have to tighten your risk parameters, because whenever those people, those dummies, get liquidated and they take way too leveraged longs and then they get liquidated, guess who's paying for that liquidation? CME, if they don't tighten their requirements. So what happens whenever that happens, right? When they tighten their requirements and they raise the margin, people get liquidated first and foremost, because it raises the amount of money they have to have in their account. And if they can't put more money in their account to cover that margin requirement, they're going to get margin called, which they will get their position liquidated. And what happens when you have to liquidate a position? You sell it. So it gets sold at the first available price. Now, if a crap ton of positions all get liquidated all at the same time, you're going to see a cascade down. Then guess what happens? More liquidations happen because it hits more people on the way down that already had the margin requirement filled. But since the price went down, the margin requirement wasn't good enough anymore, and then they got liquidated on their margin. And then on the way down, for the people that didn't get margin called, they're getting their stop losses hit. And then you've got the real dummies that are like, oh, silver's never going to go down, oh, blah, 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 or they don't know anything about the market, and then they all just they run for the hills as soon as silver is going down. And you see this cascading effect, okay? So in any case, CME margin did not dump, CME margin requirements did not dump the market. Idiots inside of the market dumped the market. People that are way too leveraged, that don't know how to trade, dumped the market. CME just tightened their risk parameters because they're not willing to let a bunch of retail idiots take them down for no reason and lose them a bunch of money. And I would do the same thing as a business owner. So Shanghai, it's not what you think. They're manipulating the price to put pressure on the U.S. in trade talks. They're also saying they're not going to do silver exports in 2026. BS. They're using this as posturing and leverage to then get what they actually want out of the United States. So make no mistake about that. And just because Shanghai could price their silver at $1,000 an ounce tomorrow, it doesn't matter. What they're trying to do is bring as much silver into their exchange as possible, thus hurting COMEX, right, and LBMA, right? That's it. That's all it is. Only 2% of the physical silver left COMEX in December of 2025. You don't believe me? Go fact check me on it. I promise you, it was actually less than 2%. So there's no physical supply crunch, okay? And I'm going to show you another reason how I know that there's no physical supply crunch, and for that, we have to screen share, okay? So let me show you on Kitco, one of the largest metals dealers, right? If you go to sell to Kitco, look at how much they're giving you for your silver coin. $61. At best, they're giving you $66. Silver right now is at $72.30, right? So that means that at best, they're marking this down 7.5% right here if they give you 66 bucks, and over 15% right here if they give you 61. Okay? And this is what most people have, these $61 ones, right? Most people don't have the silver Canadian maple leafs, okay? So if that's the case, and if there's such a massive, massive supply crunch in silver, why are they offering 15% less than what silver is worth? Does that incentivize me to sell it to them? No. No, it does not. And then, second of that, you can buy silver right now for $73.50, like $2 over spot price. $76, right? $76.70, $80. And then, dude, at most, they're marking things up anywhere from 2.5% to 15%. If there was a supply crunch on silver, they would be marking this up 30%. Want to know how I know this? Because they used to mark it up 30%, dude. Literally, back in 2022, when I bought my silver, there was no supply crunch. And they marked my silver up 29% on my ounce coins, the same coins I just showed you that they're giving you 15.5% less on. The silver Australian kangaroo. Even on the kilo bars, they marked me up 15.5%. On gold, they marked me up 4.85%. So you're telling me that back when there was no supply crunch and silver was at $22, they were marking it up more than they're marking it up right now at all-time highs when there's supposedly a silver supply crunch. Now, let me give you one more reason. If you look at gold, gold's at like $43.50 right now. You can sell your gold for $4,215. That is a 2.5% decrease of what gold is actually worth. That incentivizes people to sell it to them. Why? Because they want gold and they don't think gold's going to go down 15% in a day like silver, which is why they're pricing it 15% less, right, than what it's worth. If you buy gold right now, $44.50, 2.5% uptick. So my point is that if there's a silver supply crunch, they would be giving you top dollar for your silver right now. And they would not be selling their silver for 1, 2, 5, 10% more than what the spot price is. Because guess what? They don't want the silver. And they also, if they're gonna buy it, they're not gonna buy it with the risk that it's gonna go down 15% in a day. They knew this was gonna happen. They're the smartest money in the room, okay? So now let's talk about, really quickly, why I think we're probably going to go to 57 bucks, okay? So for that, we got to zoom out and we got to go to the daily chart way back here. So if you look at this range tool that I have, we have these prior ranges. If you look at this 2011 high to this subsequent low that came in after it, which was way down here, right? So from this high to this low, I have a proprietary deviation tool that we just rejected off of. Guess where it brings us back into that range? $59 to $57, okay? So that's why I think we're coming down here to 57 bucks, because first off, that's like our second level of support. First level support's gonna be right here at about $61 to $60, and then our second level of support's gonna be right here at 57 bucks. Third, from that, $54 at the prior double top, and then fourth from that, you're gonna see maybe 50 bucks, and then 45. And yeah, dude, I mean, let's call it what it is, right? If you take the trend-based Fibonacci too, and I'll show you where I think we could be potentially going in the future, okay? So let me go ahead and do this, boom, and let's get this off of here. This is where we could be potentially going, okay? We could be potentially going to about $96 to the 4.236. We just front ran the 3.618 and rejected, so it's likely that we're gonna come down at least to the 2.618, and if not to the 2.236 at about 60 bucks, and then guess what? It's a pretty precipitous fall to about $54 to $57, and then eventually 47 bucks if you look at that. Now, if you want the real levels, like the real levels, the trades, the actionability, you have to get inside of Nordic Alpha. It's $29 a month. It's less than $1 a day. I have a 91.5% win rate that you can go and check out anytime on my website, drewolfer.com/win rate. Get in there, man. I don't see any reason why not to. I don't see it as being a big barrier for you to get in. It's 29 bucks. And I don't see it being as a huge risk because you're getting a month's worth of analysis and key levels for 29 bucks. And I've called the top on gold twice this year, and I've called the top on silver twice this year. So wouldn't it be nice to know whenever the gold and silver tops and bottoms were coming in? I'll do my best to tell you that inside of Nordic Alpha, but if you want that information, when it's actionable, at least, I'll tell you after the fact, like I did here, you know, but inside of Nordic Alpha, we called the top a long time ago. Get in there. I would love to see you in there. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a good holiday weekend with their beautiful families. If you like content like this, obviously make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, and then boom, baby, bang on that notification bell, because I'm dropping bombs like this all the time, and you do not want to not be notified about it, okay? Drop whatever you want in the comment section. Pretty much blew all of that stuff to smithereens. I want you to make your own decisions and your own inferences from there, okay? I've seen this market a lot of times. I've seen everything that happens before. This is nothing new, okay? This is nothing new. It's not surprising to me. And I appreciate you for showing up. Everybody have a wonderful day.